Hi guys, welcome to August 30th. So today we'll talk about the Jackson Hole meeting and how we can invest in this meeting, and after this meeting how we can invest via using ETFs. So that is pretty basic investment tools, and we have talked about it in previous videos. And first of all, we also talked about the euro, which in my previous video when I was still in Canada, I talked about euro, that is a good chance for you to buy and have non-position in euro to US dollar. So right now you should be profiting, and if not, if you haven't been investing in that after watching the video, should I invest it in the euro now? So first of all, before we jump into the topic, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe if you haven't already, and like my Facebook page, so you will be one of the first one who see my latest video. So first of all, we know that the Jackson Hole meeting has been going on, and there's some important US economy data coming out, and so this is pretty a busy week. This is a busy week coming up. And in the Jackson Hole meeting, we know that the Eurozone and the Janet Yellen did not even talk about the QE exit nor anything about interest rate hike. But we all know that the US is going into the US interest rate hike cycle, and the euro, not that they are not only stopping the interest rate cut, and maybe they are going to resume the interest rate hike. So the news say after this news, the US dollar stumbled a lot, okay? And after the news of the euro saying that, oh, we have maybe they're implying that, or we have no schedule for you yet about QE exit or anything about interest rate hikes, okay? So the euro should go down, right? But the market said that because of this news, the euro goes stronger. That is pretty much insane. That won't happen, right? Because if you're not going to exit QE, that means you will weak currency, so euro should go down. So I would say the reason is that, first of all, the main reason is that Janet Yellen didn't talk about the interest rate hike and anything about really strong economy, right? So the US dollar will go down, and 50% of chance the euro to USD will be going stronger because the USD going weaker, right? That's really pretty much self-explanatory. And the other reason why people take more attention in the US dollar is because US has a stronger economy, but looking at the 10-year government yield, the yield curve, the 10-year yield curve showing that not so much healthy sign in the US in the past month. So if they're going to raise the interest rate, the Fed rate, too fast, the economy and the stock market will stumble. So that is a bigger news than what happened in Europe, because in Europe there are two news. The first thing is nobody talked about any strong currency policies in the Jackson Hole meeting. The other thing is about the September, the Germany presidential election. That is basically it. So mainly because of the US dollar is going down, the euro will go up. That is also shown. This is already shown by looking technically in the charting analysis. So now after this way, we know that we talk about that US dollar may going to hit 91 level, right? So in the end, it dropped a lot to 91.62. So either you buy gold or euro. That is basically okay. So now, what is the plan? The plan is probably the US dollar may rebound. All depends on tonight, okay? If it looks like that, probably the rebound is not as strong, right? But if it look like it's closing up high, like around 92.5, I would say, then basically you can long US dollar, short euro, take profit maybe, and also you can short gold, okay? So there are a few options that you can do. Looking at the euro to US dollar, technically it may have a really room to go up to 1.215. But if the US dollar closes around 92.5, this plan cancel. Then you can probably short euro. All right, that's the plan. Then if you short it, the target would be this trend line. It's around 1.176. Okay, so what tools can I short euro? Other than you happen to have euro and sell them, but most of the chance you don't happen to have euro in your pockets, right, on your bank. So you can choose to invest in ETFs. So the second biggest euro ETF volume is EUO, happen to be an ultra short euro. If you haven't, if you're not too familiar with the ETF investment tools, you can look at the previous video. I talked about 4 things that you should be careful of investing in ETFs. So this the second option, other than EUO, you can invest in ULE. Although the volume is not as big, but because the this ETF, this one is ultra short, right? It's ultra. That means multiply. Okay, it's multiply effect. So you should, if you have to have hedging or you have to have balanced portfolio, you should do a long ETF, which is ULE, which is ultra long euro. So you have ultra short and ultra long, then you can more or less balance your portfolio. You can also choose the first one, FXE, but then you have to pair with, if you are pessimistic on the euro trend, then you should choose this one. This is not multiply, it's only single effect, so you can choose that, but the volume is really weak. Okay, so the price and correlation will be pretty low. So for the gold ETF, I'm pretty much is trustable. The first one is GLD. It's Spider Gold Trust, and correlation is extremely high. It's 1-to-1 ratio. Then that means if gold is going up to from 1200 to 1300, you're earning not as much. Okay, so if you want to double or triple your result, you can choose other things like a DGP, which is double long. The volume is so-so. Okay, it's okay. So if you want other choice of you want to short the gold, then you can do the you can choose a short, which is this one, ultra short, GLL. Okay, GLL is pretty good. I usually choose UGLD and the DGLD. So you can short by volume. That's pretty safe. It's not by total asset, the volume. Then you can see UGLD and DGLD is listed as the 3rd and 5th most traded volume average in the recent days. Okay, so these are the things that we can talk about. So depends on the US dollar. If you're going to rebound, then plan cancel, or you can short euro and short gold. But I would say that the September Germany election would create a certain level of the panic, and there might be a chance that if the euro has any adjustment, then you can buy euro again. But sounds like the plan is going to short it as long as US dollar is going to be closing up above 92.5. But in case it's not closing above 92.5, bam, then you know that the US dollar, the downtrend hasn't finished. So the target should be 91.2, 91.3. Okay, so that is pretty much really speculating, really short-term things. So hopefully will give you insights of what you should do this week and next week, and even in September. So I will see you next time. Investing Make Easy. Please share, like this video. Goodbye.